G'day everyone, welcome to Xrissart. Hope everyone is well. Wanted to say hello to all our friends. Hi Rebecca, hi Cherry, wanted to say, and hi Janice, thank you to Janice who's moderating the stream today. Tatiana, hello. All right, let's get the show on the road. Now, before I go further on this lovely little bird, this reference was kindly provided by Gary Thomas from Whozart. He's an Australian artist who lives in Queensland and has kindly given me permission to use his reference. And if you're a member of Share Your Art with Xrissart, I believe he's also put that in that particular Facebook group and has given us permission to use that. Oh, g'day Nanette, hello mate, how you going? And Sergio, there you are. And Catrice, hello. Okay, so let's get the show on the road. All right, this is a Fairy Wren, and what I have done here, the reference, unfortunately the background didn't show too much, like there wasn't it wasn't any depth. I couldn't find any depth in the reference, so I took some artistic license and I decided to put one in. So the reference is pretty, there's not much color change. So I decided to do maybe I can put up the reference if you like. Yeah, maybe I should do that. Oh wow, maybe I should have done that to begin. I will. Let me see, just one moment, I'll get the reference so you can see what I mean. Download. Hi Nior, how you going? Okay, here we go. Let me just okay, hang on, nearly there. It's a big file. I'm getting there. Got it. There we go. Okay, so, there's, there is a bit of colour, but I just wasn't, I just wanted to put some in. So I decided to do a vignette and make, just behind the bird, I wanted to light it up a little bit. So here we go. I've got pans and I've got pastel pencils, and I'll get going. And I've got some my little palette here that I wanted to mix. Okay. Oh, g'day Sneaks. Hello, Deb. Brenda. Hello, Elaine. Hello. How you going? Have I missed anyone? No. Okay, this is it. All right. Chrissy, could you make that just a little bit bigger? The reference, you mean? I think that's what you mean. Yeah. There we go. Now that's a fairy wren, I am told. I don't know certain bird names, of course, so I'm told this is a fairy wren, and its tush is very much on display. So, this is how it is. All right. So, let's have a go. Okay, so I will start. Perhaps maybe I'll start with the eyes. Oh, geez, I always like to start with the eyes, don't I? Maybe I should start with a pastel pencil. Okay, I hope everyone's week has been really good. I hope you are all well, and I hope that you're all keeping healthy and happy is probably the most important thing, I feel. So I just hope that is the case. Yes. Okay, so I'm starting with the eye. The colour that I'm using is just the pastel pencil, just for the beginning. I just I don't do, actually I was about to say I don't do birds very much, but when I think about it, I've done quite a few birds, to be honest. but mostly birds of prey that I've done. I think that's what it is that I've done the most of. Yeah. And the pastel pencils that I've got beside me, Carbothellos. I've got a few Bronzales by my side. I've also got, what else have I got? And the Carbothellos. So I've got that. Now the on pastel, painting on Pastelmat board, it is quite a bit different to Pastelmat. The size of this board, I actually got this cut down. It is, for the people with the metric, it's 17.5 centimeters to about 25 centimeters. For the imperial, it is not quite 7 inches, just short of 7 inches, and just short of 10 inches. So what I did was I actually got a 50 by 70 centimeter Pastelmat board, and I got it cut down to little pieces like this. So because I wanted to do some small pieces. Oh, g'day Lindy, hello, how you going? Hope all is well with you, my dear. Okay, Rebecca says, Chrissy, I don't think that's his tush. I think it's his other wing. Really? Okay. Looks like maybe it's the angle. I don't know. Well, you know how it is. Who knows what shape it is? Okay. Jelena, hello, how you going? How you going? I hope, oh yes, and I wanted to also talk about the group project. People have been submitting their group project, which is really cool. So, and I know, I mean, yeah, if you can, we've still got a few to go, but that's okay. I'm still doing a few myself. So if you could send them to me as soon as you can, and of course, you know, I want you to enjoy yourself. So that's the main thing. That's what I really want you to do, is to enjoy yourself mostly. Linda, hello from Japan. Wonderful. Hello, welcome. Nice of you to join us. Nice of you to... Okay. Oh, Nanette says, for some reason I have closed captioning on my TV screen. It says you are working on Pastelmat board. Well, there you go. You know what? Anything is possible, isn't it? Yes. Okay, and Deb says, watercolorist. PR168 has been discontinued and pigment won't be available. It's a gorgeous primary red that leans to the orange side, very transparent and perfect for florals. Poppies, sorry, I can't see. Poppies maybe. Oh, okay. Oh, thank you for the heads up. So everyone, go ahead and buy whatever you can if you're into that color. Oh my gosh. Okay, I just wanted to do the eye a little bit, and I'm going to come back to it. This is the Derwent, and it's aluminium grey that I'm using. Yeah. It's a sweet little bird, this one. I mean, we've got so many birds here, so I just wanted to, you know, to give a shout out to Gary, who from time to time, you know, gives us some references from the photos that he's been taking, which I might add, there are quite a few photographers in our group, our friends, and that have kindly given us access to some of their photos. So that's cool stuff. So just thought I'd do that. Okay, I'm going to leave that eye alone for the moment, and I'm actually going to go into the pans. I'm going to work around this area, and it's more of a grey, I think, more of a darker grey. I'm actually going to, it's sort of like a neutral grey. So I'll work on that with my little brush. And, oh, Edith, hello. Nice to see you here. It's lovely, lovely. It's some new friends. New friends have come on board. Oh, that's wonderful. Nice to see you here. Okay, because this is a small bird, I'm using a small brush. One which I have hacked, which now is becoming my thing, I think, is just chopping up brushes. And actually, not just chopping up brushes, snapping pastel sticks and stuff like that. You know, heaven forbid. Linda, what exactly is Pastelmat? Very good question. Here we go. Okay, Pastelmat. Now this is... Oh, Andrea, hello, welcome. Okay, this is just a rough piece of paper. This is Pastelmat paper. Pastelmat paper is a textured surface made for pastels. Now, any kind of pastels, pastel pencils, soft pastels, pan pastels, any kind of pastel. But in recent times, artists have been using it for coloured pencil. So now one of the attributes with this paper is that it's got a cork. There is a term. It feels textured. It's got a it's made out of some kind of cork. I don't know what the terminology is, and it takes many layers. It is not it's not rough on your fingers, whereas some other sanded surfaces are pretty rough on your fingers when you're working with this surface. There are quite a few colors. The color that I've got here is a wine color. It comes in pads, sheets, and it also comes in Pastelmat board. Now the board is much thicker. It is like a cardboard, but with Pastelmat, a layer of the Pastelmat on the board. It's much thicker, but it's different. It feels different. So that is Pastelmat, and something which a lot of artists like, and some don't like it, but you know, it's something else. I don't know how else to describe it. I've got heaps of work on my channel that I feature Pastelmat, and I've done lots of tests. I've even used gold leaf on it. I've done all kinds of things like that. So that is Pastelmat, pretty much in a nutshell. And a lot of the artists, it's cellular. Is it cellular? Some kind of cellular. Yeah. Well, I can't. Oh, anyway, but it's something that is available to artists, pastel artists, which. Oh, okay. Let me see. Cellulose. There you go. There you go. There, it's a cellulose. There you go. So that is what? Yeah, that's Pastelmat. Let me see. Who else? Let me see if I just may. Okay, Nanette says, "Oh my God, now it's Pastelmat. Well, there you go. It's the way I say it. There you go, Nanette. Oh, that's so funny." Jelena says, "At least you're not afraid to use your art supplies, Chrissy, even if it is to hack up brushes." There you go. Whatever gives you the result that you're looking for. Hang on, I've got to keep on working while I'm talking, because I'd like to finish this if I can on stream. Believe it or not. Believe it or not. Edith says, oh no, Rebecca says, did you use masking? Yes, I did. Would you consider ever doing a video on how to use masking and how to do the background first? I have, you know what? Yeah, well, I do have that on Patreon, Rebecca. But I'll talk about Patreon in a minute, or maybe that's a good segue to talk about Patreon. On Patreon is where I teach you lots of those kinds of things. Yes, and I go into a lot of detail, and it's real time with those on Patreon. So if for those who are interested and that would like to learn a lot more tips and tricks, because I'm developing a whole heap and teaching them on Patreon, you are quite welcome to join. Yes. Okay, would you, yeah, and Nior says, Chrissy, what is interesting in B3? It is cheaper to buy as in A4, so I only buy B3 and cut it to the size I need to work. Well, there's so many sizes available, and oh my goodness, thank you so much, Rebecca, for the super chat. You are a sweetheart. Thank you so much. It takes a beautiful person to be patient as Chrissy, so oh, you're so thank you so much, so appreciate it. That's lovely. Oh wow. Okay, you mean A3. Okay, I got you, Nior. Pastelmat is basically a sheet of durable cardboard with a fine coat of cellulose fibers applied on top of it, that it makes it very accepting for pastels. Wow, this is a very good description. I really like this, Sergio. Absorbing them in between the thick coat of fibers. Oh my gosh, can we get any more better explanation than that? That is wonderful. Nior says, yeah, the next thunderstorm is, okay. Yeah. I love that. Vivian, hello, welcome. Nice to see you here. Oh, we've got lovely new friends come on board. It's so nice. So nice. Linda says, thank you all for answering my question. I may have to special order it here. Yes, I'm not sure in Japan if they've got paper like that in art shops, but I tell you what, Japan is very close to Australia. So Soft Pastels Australia has Pastelmat board. Yeah, the only thing that will probably kill you is the shipping, and I believe well, if you're with Share Your Art with Xrissart, Janice has put a link to Jackson's where it's on sale right this very moment. So only for the group. So yeah, it's only for the group. So Nolani, hello, nice to see you. Oh, wonderful. Okay. All right. Okay, here we go. Okay, the other color that I'm using, this is not a very bright bird. The only bright thing about this bird is the tail and around the eyes. So this is a neutral gray. It might be just a little bit too light, I think, maybe. Not quite. And no, this will be all right. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, Pastelmat is just something that I think people should at least give a go. If Pastelmat wasn't around, I would probably go to UArt. The only thing with UArt is that it's a bit hard on the fingers. That's the only thing. Okay, it is not cheap, and yeah, that is one thing to say. Yes, exactly, Nior. It is not cheap, but it is the only paper my work shines like I want it to. Yes, I tried. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it is expensive. You know, what does one say? It is expensive. But then, you know, you're taking, and even if you're learning on it, I believe even if you're learning on it, and if you happen to buy a pad, I believe that you should at least dedicate one page and cut it up and just practice on little bits. That's what I would do to get the feeling of it. So yeah, so you know, mind you, because it takes so many layers, the first few layers are always blotchy. yeah, and there you go. And Neil says, yeah, worth the money. Yeah, it is worth the money. You know, expensive, is expensive. But that's all right. No, I don't want to use that color. Neutral grey. Yeah. This is such a delicate bird. Such a delicate bird. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's, well, you know what? You might have to wait for the sales. What I'm doing is, at the moment, because I have a day job, what I'm doing is trying to stock up on it. Stock up on it, because I know that when the time comes, I won't be able to afford it as much. As, you know, well, it's expensive, but yeah. So I'm just stacking up and piling up my Pastelmat if I can. Even the boards. Yeah. The brush, I'm using the brush because it's a lot easier for me to get the details. If I can. Okay, this is really weird. There's an underpainting here. As I mentioned before too, the background, because it's so, as you can see, the background is yeah, not as interesting, I've got to say, not as interesting. So I tried to find a color that would be close to it, and if you're thinking, what kind of color background could I use on certain subjects, and sometimes what's good is to find the opposite. For example, the opposite. So for example, the tail here is blue, and I wanted to find the opposite of the blue so I could make the subject pop. And to do that, and if you're not aware of colors and mixing or color theory and stuff like that, it's always good to invest in a color wheel like this. And so, for example, the blue that's on the tail, I mean, it's not really the blue that's on here on my color wheel. It's not the same blue there, but we want to work out what an opposite is of the blue. So the opposite of the blue is around, you know, the orange yellow. All right. I didn't want to put orange yellow, obviously, so I muted it and made it a very dark orange, if anything, and or orange looking. So that's a tip. That the opposite of green is red. So for example, one of that is reflected in one of the flowers that I've done, the tulip. The background is all greens, all of these lovely greens, and the tulip, it has got lovely reds in it, and that's why the tulip pops, because the background, it was just compositionally, or the color wise, it actually it showed off the tulip. So that is my thinking. If someone else has a different way of thinking, I would love to hear what your opinions are. Yeah. Okay. Hi, Chandri. Hello. Cherry says, Chrissy, I've just ordered the largest pad size of Pastelmat. Yes. Yes, the largest, yeah, and as I think I've worked out how to print larger on my A4 printer. Oh, wonderful. Cherry is talking about the size Pastelmat, because she's been on Patreon, she's been working on the smaller size, and it's been probably just a little bit more tricky to get details, because we've been working with brushes on Patreon, which is a good segue for me to talk about Patreon, actually. Yeah, again, so for those who are wondering, some of the work that we're doing on Patreon is mostly surreal and fantasy. So if you're into those kind of projects, at the moment, that's what we're doing. But what's really interesting is that a lot of the surreal projects that we're doing all can reflect in, you know, like for example, we're doing a fantasy landscape, but in this fantasy landscape that we're doing at the moment has trees and grasses and buildings and skies and stuff like that. But the subjects are a little bit more interesting. So if you're ever thinking about what next to paint, would love to, you know, share what I know, and we'll be chopping up a few more brushes to create a few more kinds of textures. So but definitely we'll be doing that on Patreon, so I invite you to come and check it out if you can. Okay, I'm just going down to the comments. Oh, Edith says, is there much pastel dust when using Pastelmat? Well, it's not so much Pastelmat, it's the pastels that are creating the dust. But if you're comparing it, say, for example, to UArt, where it's very coarse, even the finer grit, I would think yes, the UArt creates a lot of pastel dust compared to Pastelmat. I'm using PanPastels. If you're using PanPastels with soft tools, there is little to no dust, especially on Pastelmat too, most definitely. I'm using brushes, so I am creating a little bit more dust than, because this really is not how you use, well, they weren't designed to be used with bristle brushes, but I use bristle brushes because I can go in and work quite detailed if this is the kind of painter that you are. But Pastelmat, I would say it is no, not as much as what you would think. Yeah. Rebecca says, Rebecca says, I know you've talked about brushes until you're blue, but I don't mind. You can keep on talking about them. I don't mind. I love talking about these brushes. But what is the smallest brush you use? I forget too. Did you say the brush to us you used to be a certain kind? Okay, here we go. The brush that I'm using at the moment, I would say this is probably one of the smallest. So if I could just, there we go. This is, look, compared to my finger, teeny weeny brush. And what I've done is I've actually trimmed it even more so. So that would be the teeniest one. And that originally was 1/8 of an inch Art Basics Taklon angular brush. Forget the Art Basics, that's the brand. But you can get smaller brushes and just chop them down. Yeah, so don't be afraid to do that. And of course, oh, I don't know how much this was, maybe Australian dollars, $5-6, you know. And I've had it forever, honestly, I've had it forever. And I put this tape so I know that it's for pastel only, so I don't mix it and use it for other things. Yeah, so okay, there you go. Okay, not much dust at all. There you go. Says Cherry, not like the sanded papers. Yes, agree. Linda says thank you. Okay, yeah. Putting quite a few layers on this, and definitely will be finishing this off with pastel pencils. I've sharpened and I've got them right here next to me here, so they're sharp and ready to use, I hope. Okay. Neutral grey, extra dark. And as you can see, I mean, okay, if we're talking brushes and if you want to get detail, yes, you would use pastel pencils, sure. Of course you would. Of course you would. But I like to get as much as I can out of the pans. As much as I can out of them. So therefore, that's why I paint like this. But you can use soft tools like this, and it goes on much quicker application wise. But I find that if I'm doing something as tiny as this, I'm not going to get the detail that I want. So I start off with brushes this shape, and all kinds of shapes to get what I, you know, to get an outcome that I want. And then I use pastel pencils just for the highlight, you know, just to make things pop. And I do quite a lot of that on Patreon, where I've managed, and Cherry here, who is a patron, has done some phenomenal work and has shown us some of the wonderful some of the wonderful paintings here, and also with the latest one anyway. And Kathy, who is not here today but has submitted some wonderful work. Honestly, I'm thinking, wow, you've done some great work there. So if you're interested, I show you a lot of techniques there. Okay. Also wanted to talk about the group painting. I've noticed that quite a few are going, oh my gosh, this is so hard. This is so hard. Of course, I'm going to challenge you. Yes. But you know what? The people that have submitted their work, I'm thinking, what? I'm just gobsmacked. My mouth falls to the ground. I'm thinking, hooly dooly, dooly dooly, just some phenomenal work. So I just wanted to say everyone that has submitted has done some fabulous work, and I just want to go. All I want to say is keep on keeping on. Just keep on going, and you'll get to it. And of course, it is a fantasy project. What else would it be? It is a fantasy project. So, but I've seen some phenomenal work come through. And of course, don't share just yet. There will be a reveal, and then, don't share on, you know, where our friends can see anyway. So, because I do want it to be a nice little surprise. Yeah. Chandri, yes, no, that's okay. I will send mine tomorrow, but no, look, that's okay. That's okay. All good. But, and plus I think this is probably, and I mean, the whole point of the group painting is to, because being an artist is quite a solitude kind of activity, isn't it? Usually, you know, like if you're playing sports or something like that, team sports that is, you know, you're with a team. Well, there's no team. You're an artist and you're doing things all on your own. And I think this is a really good way for us to do something together as a group, which I know that we enjoy. And of course, this is the third one that we've done. Every year we do one. Yeah, so it's really, really nice. I like putting it together. For me, when I start putting it together, like I'm almost bawling my brains out. I'm just so excited when I'm doing it. I just, yeah, Okay, Edith says, okay, Chrissy, okay, many thanks. I really got to try Pastelmat with the pan pastels, cause my previous efforts using Unison and soft pastels have produced clouds of dust. Ah, yes, yes, yes. I think that you should definitely give that a very good go. On Pastelmat, you will see. You will see. There are the artists here will tell you. They'll tell you themselves. It is the paper to use for pastels. For pastels, for pastel pencils, for coloured pencils, even. But it's different to normal, Bristol paper or. For coloured pencils, like that's the non-sanded type, but you get lovely textures and you're able to layer many times. I lose track of how many layers I can apply on Pastelmat. Rebecca says, Chrissy, I'm afraid of my piece not lining up. Don't worry, Rebecca, don't worry, just submit it. It'll be fine. I will make it fit. Don't you worry. I will make it fit. Let me see. Okay. I couldn't get... okay, Cherry, this is an interesting comment. I couldn't get on with the soft pastel dust and mess everywhere. Pans and pencils are so much cleaner for me. Yeah. Mind you, the brushes are a little bit messier, but, and I do sound like a broken record, I know, but just want to make sure that I get this bit right. Here we go, there it is there. Vivian says, great for portraits. Yep, great for everything. Pretty much great for everything. You can even use wet media on Pastelmat. So, wet media, which I have done on many occasions. We've used ink, and it does the little cauliflower thing. If you're into cauliflower texture, if you want to get that, that's fine. Yeah. Yeah, I'm reading Sergi's comment. That is what is making me giggle. Chrissy is magical. She will. Hang on, I've missed my place. Hang on, where is it? She will be Mary Poppins. She will Mary Poppins your piece in. That's right. That's exactly right. It'll just happen. What is it? What does she say? Biggledy boggle. Oh, I can't. Yeah. Anyway, I will do that. It will happen magically. That's right. Abigail, hello. Hi, everyone. I hope you are doing well. Love that bird. It is an amazing photo. Yes, it is. And by the way, I am featuring Abigail's photo on our cover page for Share Your Art with Xrissart. See, we've got so many talented people, photographers, artists, also who's a keen photographer is Janice as well. And Chandri as well. Chandri also takes lovely photographs as well, yes. So we've got quite a few very talented people here. Yeah, so... Okay, all right, so just working through this. Yes, it's a very not a very colourful bird, this one. Only its tail is colourful, so yeah. I'm going to do the tail. I want to do the tail today. I've got all kinds of lovely blues by my side because that's what I want to do. Okay. So I hope everyone's week's been going really well as well. You know, it's summer in the Northern Hemisphere, and of course I'm very, very jealous of you all up there. Here down under, it's, you know, it's winter time now, which is probably a funny thing to say for all you lot up there, but yes, it's you know, quite cool for us. And of course, so you, and plus, you know, I don't know what the temperature is today, but I don't know, what is it, like 14, 12, I don't know what it is. That's bloody freezing for us. So, you know, you all will probably laugh at me when I say that, but you know, that's that's our winter, you know. But we do get snow, but in the mountains, you know, we do get snow, but it's mainly the southern parts of Australia because it's closer to the equator, of course, you know. But no, so not the equator, what am I saying, the South Pole. Bloody hell, get my story straight, Chrissy. Neil says, Chrissy, I feel I have still to find my talent. You know what, Neil? You know what, that is a fair comment. I understand how you say that, but you know what, that's what you should do. You should experiment and try many things, and I encourage you to do that. And if it's a medium that you've never tried, just, you know, just get one or two or three and test things out, and eventually you find your way. You'll find your way. Robin, hello. I prefer being colder. Well, there you go, Rob. Not this puppy. Not this puppy. I don't want to be cold. Okay. Janice says, okay, I'll trade you. You can have my 30 plus humidity, and I'll go there for your, yes, for my weather. Nah. Well, I'd love to trade. Yes, of course. I don't want your winters though. That's for sure. Keep your winters. But yes, we can trade, Janice. No problem. No problem. Oh, here we go. Rebecca says it was 86 degrees here. There you go. Oh, that's lovely, isn't it? Gosh, I know what 86 is. Is that like in the high 20s? Is that like for Celsius? Because that's Fahrenheit. 86, you say 86 degrees, but that's Fahrenheit. Yeah. No bloody way. And where my sons live at the moment, they're living in one lives in Queensland, like the top half of Queensland, and the other one lives in Darwin, which is like the top part of Australia, and it's stinking hot there. They don't get winter there. You know, not winter. Their winter is not winter, even by our standards. My gosh. Yeah. All right. So Abigail says, Chrissy, I have bought Senelia watercolor sketchbook, which I love. It's already half full. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'll show it when it's done. Oh yes, please do. Oh yeah. Yes. I really enjoy watercolor lately. Yeah. You know, it's funny how you were talking about watercolor. I was talking, we were talking about watercolor early today, and our friend Sergio and with Janice and Sergio, and we were talking about watercolor, and I'm going, yes, I want to do watercolor too. So and of course, you know me, watercolor, you know, it does what it wants. I want it to go one way, it goes the other way. So, but as soon as I understand what it does, the easier it is for me to work with it. So, and every artist is different, isn't it? Yeah, there we go. 30 degrees Celsius, says Rebecca. There you go. Okay, let me just have a look. And Nior says, Chrissy, Yeah, Neil says, for the project, I use colour pencils. Ooh, okay. No, you can use any medium you want, yes, and not pans. That's okay. I have still problems with my, okay, yeah, with my asthma and need to be, yes, I understand that. That's okay. There you go. Jenna says 86 is around 30. There you go. Okay, I'm going to ask a question. Youpers? What are those youpers? What's a youper? I don't know what a youper is. Yupo? Yupo? No, youper. Yoopper. Youper. That's how I would say it, but you might pronounce it differently. Lindy says, Chrissy, do you use foam board for storing your pastel work? If so, where do you buy yours? It's so cheap in the USA and so expensive here in. Okay. Okay. Yes, I do use foam board. I use foam board. I get mine from Eckersley's. When you say cheap, how much cheaper? Because if you were to get it from the US, then there is the freight, there's the delivery charge. So if you factor that in, I don't know, but I get mine from Eckersley's. I've got a corner shop, not a corner shop. Well, it's not far from where I work, so I pop in and get mine from there. Chrissy, only 20s, only low 20s. Okay. Chrissy, the secret is gum arabic. Yes, we've been talking about gum arabic, haven't we? Oh God, just keep on working, Chrissy. We've been working. Yes, yes, gum arabic. Okay, Youpers. Okay, in Michigan we call the Upper Peninsula the Up. Hence the name. Okay, gotcha. See? I learn something every day. Okay. Okay, Neil. Bye for now. We had muggy weather and I'm so tired. See you next time. Bye for now. Robin says, I feel with my journey into art, I've settled on pan pastels and watercolor. Lovely. I'm trying to paint a gold leaf. What was it? A goldfish with my Sennelier sticks and can't get into it. Okay. Well, I suppose it's all about just keep at it. I think keep at it. You'll find your way with them. That's what you'll do. You'll find your way with them. Okay. Okay, Rebecca says, oh, Chrissy, people in Upper Michigan say they live in the Up. Okay, there we go. All right. Gotcha. Lindy says, Chrissy, what I mean by cheap is that you can buy foam board in the dollar stores in the USA. Oh. Is it acid free though? That's the question. $64 million question. That's the thing. Because with the foam board, a lot of the framers use that sometimes. I know that they use, with my framer uses the foam board to put down my pieces. So there's quite a few layers when they frame my pieces. Yeah. But I understand what you mean. I know, look, everything's expensive here in Australia. By the time, so you just got to wait until we get those bargains, hey? That's what it is. Okay, Edith, I'm off now too. Hope to catch up with you all again soon. Many thanks, Chrissy. Good night, everyone. Good night, my dear. So nice of you to pop in. Bye for now. Yeah. No, they live in the UP, not the up. Oh. UP, sorry. Well, okay, I gotcha. See, you got to say it to me phonetically, because that's, well, you know what I'm like. Yeah, I know, it's so funny the way I was. Robin says, Chrissy, do you use those crystal bags around the board? Can't remember if that's what they are called. Crystal bags. Crystal bags? Crystal bags. Please explain. Please explain. Please explain. Rebecca says, Chrissy, not the word up, but they say each letter separately. UP, yeah. Then you'll hear the UPA. Okay, all right. Okay. Lindy says, Chrissy, there are a lot of times I consider moving to the US, and how cheap's... I know. Yes. I'm with you on that one, Lindy. And by the way, Lindy, how's your lovely puppy? Well, it's not a, well, isn't it? Your lovely dog. Well, it's not puppy, but oh my gosh, all that white fluff. It's just, yeah, I've been talking again about a dog. I go in and out of these things, in and out of these conversations with my husband, in fact. And I'm going, geez, I want a dog. But then I get quickly reminded what is required for a pet. And then here we go. Yeah. Okay, I'm still trying to figure out the crystal bags. That's right. Come on, Robin. Fess up. Fess up. What are these crystal bags? We all want to know what they are. Can you explain that? Yes, that's exactly right. Come on, Robin. Crystal bags. Yeah. Okay, I need to do some mixing here now. Oh, clear. Oh, yeah, crystal clear sleeve storage bags. No, I don't use those for pastel work. No way. You mean, oh, hang on. Do you mean glassine pouches? I think you mean glassine pouches. I think that's what you mean. I think that's what it is. Crystal clear sleeve storage. Yes. What I do is I will get... I think I know that. I think that's what you're talking about. Yes, I think that's it. Yeah. I get glassine paper, sheets of it, and I get a... I've got some cartridge paper which is acid free, and I take it, I tape up the sides, and I slip in the my pastel work in there. So I make it according to the size of the project. I think that's what you mean. Yes, the penny has dropped, I'm pretty sure. Cats are easier. You can, it says Nanette, you can get them, yeah, hairless if you prefer. Well, yes. But they're bossy. The cats are bossy. That's what they are. They're bossy. The cats are bossy. Plus, at work, where I am at my day job, there are a couple of my colleagues there. They've got cats, and they have conversations about cats, and their cats sleep with them in their beds, right? Well, that's okay. But you know, the cat then all of a sudden gets very territorial, and you know, you have to sort of sleep around your cat, you know, making sure not to bother it too much. And I'm thinking to myself, oh my gosh, I would not let my cat sleep with me. But then again, I don't have a cat, so I don't understand. Okay. Heidi, hello, welcome, welcome, welcome. Nice to see you here, my dear. Yes, and Lindy says, she's very much a puppy. Oh, okay, naughty but so lovable. She's yes, yes. Jelena says, what to do? I've just been looking in Jackson's paper sale and put watercolor blocks into my basket. Okay, I've already spent my budget this month, but sale, yes, that's yeah. See, that's the word, sale. Let me see. Okay, Cherry says she much prefers cats too. Okay, Heidi says I'm late. Yeah, but I'm okay. A bit of a crazy day. Okay, Deb says, Sneak says, cats are bossy because they are smarter than us. Yes, they are. See, they'll get around you, won't they? Yeah. I have a lot of friends that have cats, and that's what's always happening. They get bossy. Okay, Rebecca says, Chrissy, if you move here, you have to deal with our politics. Okay, I suggest you take a couple of trips a year. Okay, fine. Dee, hello, nice to see you. Hello, all made it. Okay, wonderful. Linda says, Chrissy, is the paper you're using under your wrist for wax paper? If not, can wax paper or parchment paper be used? Okay, this paper is glassine. It is the best thing. I can put my hand on here. I can do all sorts of things, and I will not do anything. I can be working on this with my hand like that with the beak and not do anything to my painting. It is one of the best. It is glassine. If you wanted to use wax paper, look, you could, but with the glassine, nothing sticks to it. I much prefer that. But if you can't get it, then that might be the next best thing. But it's called glassine paper. Good question. Good question. Try, see how you go. And it all depends how much pressure you put, on with your hand, how heavy-handed you are. It's all of that. So glassine paper is the go. Everyone talks about it. Color pencil artists, pastel artists talk about it. Yes. Nanette says, Chrissy, my cat often sleeps with his head on my... See? This is what I mean. This is exactly what I mean. Andrea, Chrissy, time to sleep. Okay, I've enjoyed every little minute of your live stream. Thank you so much. Thank you. You are a sweetheart. Thank you, Andrea. Okay, Cherry says, okay, all right. Yep. Yeah, all right, better than doggy poo. Yeah, I understand. Elaine says, Chrissy, what time is it there? It is 2 minutes to 9 o'clock. That's what time it is. 2 minutes to 9. Okay, I'm putting, although the bird here, there are light colors, I'm going to be using this color here on top. So, but I'm putting the darker colors underneath so I can gently lift. I don't want to put the lighter colors first on this bird. And you're probably thinking, what is she doing? Why is it so dark? Because I'm going to build layers. Okay, let me see. Deb says wax paper isn't an option. Yeah, it will leave. Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, yep. Nanette says, Chrissy, I've stopped using glassine and now use a marl stick. Oh, yes, you can do that too. Do you ever do that? I do that when I paint with oils. And if I'm painting upright, let me see. If I'm painting upright, I would use a marl stick. Yes, that's another good one. Yes, yeah. It's mainly when I'm painting with oils, but I like that idea as well. Yeah. Jelena says, I only buy what I use, so that's a good thing. I will sleep on it. Use watercolor blocks. Okay. Jelena, you say that, but I've seen, well, actually, we have seen your art supplies. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Okay. Elaine says, evening. Oh, no, sorry, Elaine. 9 o'clock in the morning here on the east coast of Australia, on the east coast. Yep. On a Saturday. So you'll see that when I'm, and that's why sometimes my, when I put notifications up for the live stream, I will, for the Australians, I will say Saturday, and or whoever's in the northern hemisphere, and for the southern hemisphere, and for the northern hemisphere it's usually Europe, the US, the UK, yeah. Okay. Okay. Lisa, hello Lisa, welcome, nice to see you here. No, you've got me live, guaranteed, you have got me live, that's it. Yes, and I'm live this time every week. I'm live every time, so you are welcome to join our happy family here. Yes, live. Let me see. Okay. Okay, it's midnight here in the UK. Elaine says, oh, I was going to say that. And Deb says, Chrissy, I'm pretty sure the bottom of your Mary Poppins bag is endless. Yes, it's one of, yes, that's, what did I call it? My paint box, didn't I? My paint box. Yeah. Okay, I'm working on, okay, I'm just blocking in some colors. So this is the underneath the wing, this area here. So I'm just, okay. All right, so, okay, I need a darker color here because I just want to separate it. I might have to start using some pastel pencils to start defining certain areas, make it look like something. And here's me thinking that I would finish this on stream. I've got two hopes, Bob Hope and No Hope. Well, you know, I've got to give myself a deadline. I'm not keeping to it, it seems. Okay. Well, let's just see if I can get this part done. I don't even think I can get that part done. Just let me put the beak in. At least it's a bit like the mouth, isn't it? We want the beak. Okay, Sergio says 2 in the morning for me. There you go, in Romania. There you go. Nanette says 7 p.m. Friday here. There you go. That's even later than us. Yes. D says 6 p.m. There you go. Dinner time for the US, I think, and bedtime for the UK. Nolani says 6 p.m. Hang on. Yep. There you go. Yeah, so that's why I call it, that's why I put the notification and say it like that, because people go to me, what? Saturday? But it's Friday. Okay. I will start to use pastel pencils now, so let me just get this beak in. There we go. And and this here. There we go. Actually, I love painting birds. I'm enjoying this. Oh, okay. Linda says, Chrissy, after you finish, will you spray the picture with a pan pastel fixative? No. No way. No way. I'll tell you why. Lisa, there is a reason why no way. Because, and everyone feel free to explain also if I don't explain it correctly. If you choose to use fixative on your pastel work, you run the risk of discoloring your work. Some artists will put a layer of pastel down on their surface, and then they will fix it, and then they will work on top. That means that they would be using a workable fixative. I do not use fixative on my work. It will destroy my work down the track for those reasons. Yeah, it just discolors it. It changes my highlight colors. They're not as bright. They're not as vibrant. And I know that there are some fixatives that are okay to use if you're going to use them, but I would not recommend. But that's me. Okay, that's not me. That's me. Okay, Rebecca. Rebecca, thank you so much for popping. So much for popping in. Thank you so much, and we'll see you again next week, hopefully. There you go. Pastelmat acts as a fixative. There you go. Well, if you use Pastelmat, there you go. And Pastelmat is made so you don't have to use fixative. That's exactly right. That's one of their features. Trapping the pigment in without changing its value. Yes. Overstature the surface, and then yes. Yep. There will be excess product. Yeah, traditional fixatives darken up the colour. In a nutshell, that's how it is. Robin says, Chrissy, I've been painting a lot of birds with watercolour wash and ink, mostly because I bugger up the watercolour, so try to fix with ink. There you go. There you go. All right, so let me just try the pastel pencils. Let's try pastel pencils. I'm going to okay. Yes, so I would not recommend. Yeah, I would not recommend. I mean, you know what? You should test it. You should test it to see what would happen if you did it. What results would you get? Because it's probably not fair to say that don't use it. I would say give it a go, see what happens. But I would do it on a piece that you don't really care about much. Or I would do a test piece. That's what I would do. Just for curiosity to see what would happen if you did it. Of course, when you spray, you've got to spray approximately 20 to 30 centimeters away from your subject or your painting. Yeah, yeah. 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 So what does anyone else think about fixatives? That's probably a question I should ask. I think Robin says, I think the pan pastels work really well with Pastelmat. Yes, I agree. Yeah. What's this? So does Sauvignon Blanc. Yes, it goes well with pastels, doesn't it? uh, sure does. Makes the pastel go down much easier, that's for sure. Okay, Jelena says, there is a new fixative called Freeze from Clairefontaine. Did I spell that right? Freeze. Well, I have not tried that, and please, I would love to know how that is. We don't have it here. Well, I haven't found it here. I haven't looked. Okay. Freeze or freezer? Let me see. Okay, Robin, yeah. Okay, Robin says, I have a lovely painting of my Kelpie. Yeah, I fixed with white gouache. Robin says, I have to go, Chrissy. Got to go buy a workbench for my other expensive hobby from Aldi. Special buys. Ooh, it's Aldi, I think, is a place which it's actually a franchise which has come from Germany. So, and I'm probably not pronouncing it right. But Aldi, yeah. So, okay, talk soon. I need something bright. Yeah, I'm going to mix these pastel pencils to get this. On top. Almost need like a magnifying glass for this. Okay, Chandra says, the Clairefontaine Pastel Revolution looks really promising though. Yeah. Aldi. There you go. Aldi. Yep. Yeah, we've got the Aldi stores. Yeah. They're in Germany. It's a German franchise. We've got everything here. We've got things from Europe, things from the US, things from the UK. We're a bitzer. I was going to say something else, but okay, Abigail says, Chrissy, a lot of people use fixative the wrong way. I always use fixative. Well, see, there you go. This is what I mean. It's probably not fair for me to talk about fixative that way, but there you go. And yes, it's definitely how you use it. Definitely. What have I got here? No, I don't want indigo. I want this one. Yep. Wow, these feathers are going to be interesting. See, that's why I'm blocking, because I use the pastel pencils on top here. This is such a teeny weeny. Yes, I don't think this is something that I can rush, so I'm not going to rush it. Okay, Elaine says, we have them here too. There you go, see? Yes, there you go. Yes, Jason has done a few videos. Oh, it's gone. Oh, yes. I've tried various fixatives myself. I did it on a, let me see, it's got a, with various surfaces, different fixatives. I've got one on my YouTube channel. You can have a look through that as well. Okay. There you go. Chandri says, yes, I've seen some good vids of people testing, yeah, for mixed media. It's interesting, yes. Yes, I mean, there is a lot of videos there. Yep. Yeah, fixative is, but you've got to be careful with it, I think, too. Colours, the colours that I'm using are Faber-Castell 175, and I'm using the Carbothello 704. Yeah, just okay. At the moment, because I'd like you to see, I've blocked in part of the bird, but I want to get my pencil, my pastel pencil is not sharp enough, so I'm going to have to sharpen it. So, which is such a difficult thing with pastel pencils. I don't know if you can, oh no, you can't see. Here we go. I've got a few things. The Caran d'Ache blade, and I just want to sharpen which is the sharpeners that I'm using here. You know, if we can talk about a con, the con is keeping pastel pencils sharp. I've used lots of ways to sharpen my pastel pencils. I end up always going back to the handheld one, and I buy blades. Now this one, the blade is made in Germany, but you know, I use the Derwent Superpoint. Other people use other sharpeners. I prefer to use the one that works. And sometimes it's all about the blade, I think, and keeping the blade sharp. So, yeah. But, yeah, it's not sharp enough, is it? They're the struggles. Keeping pastel pencils, and I just want a nice, lovely point. Mind you, I sharpen my pastel pencils, but obviously this particular feather wants something almost teeny tiny. Fine. Yep. It's going to take a while, it seems. Very detailed. I suppose because it's a small size, so Nanette says, I have a charcoal piece that I did in 1968. I used hairspray as a fixative. We all did. Yes, I know that. The picture is still perfect today. I find that so interesting. Wow. Sorry, Abigail didn't say that. Nanette said that. I have a charcoal piece that I did in 1968. 1968? Really? I used hairspray. Are you sure? I used hairspray as a fixative. You must have been a baby when you did that. Seriously. Abigail says, I use hairspray on the pastel drawings which aren't so important for me. Works great. Really? Oh my gosh. No way. No way. No way. Yes, this is very delicate. This is very delicate. Yes, I will put it on FB if you want to see it. Please do. I was 17. Really? Wow. Well, you've just knocked me. You could have knocked me over with a feather. That needs to be bigger. His eye needs to be bigger. There we go. It's looking at me funny. I'm thinking, you know what? And there's little blue flecks. Just, I want something brighter. Nope. Nope, nope. A lot needs to happen. Yep. Well, Nanette, you look fabulous. How about that? Alcohol is a preservative, you know. Oh, I love it. Well, then there's hope. Oh my gosh. Oh wow. Wow. Abigail, I guess I should start drinking it. Is the secret about my delayed puberty stage? Oh, it's so funny. That's so funny. Yes. Okay. That is so funny. Well, then I'm on the right track. I'm on the right track then. That's all I can say. Oh, that's so funny. Oh, that's so funny. Oh, my jaw is hurting. Okay, let me see. Abigail says salt is also a preservative. I'll try that. Oh, that's so funny. Okay, and it says, I also do Zumba 3 to 4 days a week. Apparently shaking one's booty keeps one young. Oh, I like that too. Yes, I know. That's fantastic. Oh, jeez. That is so cool. Yeah, my pencils have to be super fine, super sharp. It'll take some time. Okay, here we go. Sort of leans out from there. So funny. What's this? Okay. Oh, here we go. Soju. What is it? You're only as old or young as you feel. How about that? Don't worry, I'm in that. Don't worry, I'm in that generation, Nanette. I'm in your generation. I think what's bothering me the most here is this one. Yes. Okay. All right, here. We can drink something old to celebrate it keeping us young. Did anyone ever drink Boone's Farm? What is Boone's Farm? Or Ripple? Okay. Oh, Aqua Zumba. But that. Oh, okay. Lindy. Did Lindy say something here? Did Lindy say something about? I missed it. Oh yeah. Oh, here we go. Lindy says Aqua Zumba. Oh, there it is. Lindy, I love doing Aqua Zumba, but it's too cold in winter. Yeah, bugger. Once it warms up again, I can get active. What? Aqua Zumba? I've never heard of Aqua Zumba. That would be fun. Yeah, we need summer to do that, hey? Yeah, we need summer for that. Okay. Oh, Boone's Farm. I can barely type that without gagging. Did I say? Loved Boone's Farm. First drink was Ripple. Okay. There were cheap, bad. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Gotcha. All right. It's a type of alcohol. Yeah. Well, you know, when you're younger, you can't afford. You know, we couldn't afford some of the other stuff. Yeah. Okay. Abigail says Aqua Zumba. I guess the swimming pool should be half full. All the booty shaking, making waves. There you go. Elaine says, Chrissy, cheap, tasty wines like soda. Okay, very good. Someone's explaining it to me. The pool probably starts full and ends half empty. Oh, okay. Oh, dear. All right, it looks like the ambition, I was a bit over ambitious and very overzealous about trying to finish this. It's not working. See, told ya. Two hopes, Bob Hope and no hope. All right. Okay, let me see. Chrissy, they were a rite of passage. There you go. There you go. Look, I am so sorry for not finishing this, but we got somewhere. We got somewhere. Hopefully I'll finish it in the next, I don't know, by this time. Hopefully I want to finish it by this time next week. I don't know. I've got a few projects that are very much going to keep me busy between now and then. Perhaps maybe during sleep. That would be good. I'll be doing that. Boone's Farm. Okay, college days. Oh, the memories, says Lisa. There you go. There you go. Look, I just wanted to say, thank you so much for hanging around and trying to do this Fairy Wren, but I'm going to keep at it and hopefully post it as soon as it's done. Truly, it should not, well, because I'm talking, that's why, and reading comments, that's why I didn't finish it so much. But thank you all so much for popping by. Really appreciate it. Thank you all. You guys just make me laugh, and I love being around you guys, talking, carrying on, chatting. Of course, you know, it takes me forever to say goodbye, but look, thank you so much for hanging around the stream. Same Chrissy time, same Chrissy channel, and I'll see you all next week. I think that's, yep. So bye for now. All have a lovely week. Bye for now.